You're listening to Key West Beer Tales, the sum of all beers, brought to you by the Cork and Stogie, 1218 Duval Street, Key West, Florida. The facts and opinions of the show and its staff are prone to exaggeration, error, and conjecture, and are often given under the influence, always given under the influence of drinking beer. After all, this is a beer show. It's about beer, and we are busily drinking it while discussing its merits, so what did you expect? Slurring, laughing loudly, name-calling, and belching are par for the course, so it's best if you imbibe with us in a responsible manner, just to get into the spirit. We always welcome your comments, whether we actually pay attention to them or not. Thanks for listening. All right, everybody quiet for a second.
We've already fired Dave as the bartender for tonight.
All right, everybody quiet for a second.
Why? Because I went for it.
All right, everybody quiet for a second. Thank you. All right, so what kind of beer we got next? Hey!
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Key West Beer Tales, the sum of all beers. Sponsored by the Cork and Stogie at 1218 Duval Street here in sunny Key West. I'm your host. My name's Key West Chris.
I'm Danny Hoy.
Cowboy Mark.
Diamond Dave.
And Dave Sr.
And boy, do we have a fun evening tonight, don't we?
Actually, I like to point out that the fact that I replaced Dave Jr.'s role.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, tell us about that, Mark.
Mark is changing his name to Dave, and being as he's younger than Dave Sr. and Dave Jr., he's going to be Dave the Third.
Oh, Dave the Third. That's
Dave the Third
absolutely
tonight.
Right.
Yes.
So some of these beers are actually some of these beers, some of them, are made by monks, and monks are notorious for keeping the same name. So so I'm drunker than probably anybody else here in the room.
How did that happen?
So tell us about this
So
monks.
I'm drunk.
What beer are we drinking?
As a monk.
So, drunk as a monk in a trunk. Actually,
we're not having that beer.
Let's start off at the top, because tonight,
Yes.
our first beer, Dave Sr., would you introduce it, please?
I'm trying.
You should, actually. You're the
Magic
catalyst
Hat,
for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magic Hat Snow Roller.
Yeah, we haven't tasted it yet.
And
We were served it.
Roller brownie.
We think it's appropriate with this Arctic blast coming in across the Aleutian Islands, on all the way down to St. Louis, Missouri, and so the Snow Roller.
Yeah, we're doing the snow roller.
Snow roller.
It's gonna
we're
roll
at
ya.
a frigid 72 degrees here in Key West tonight.
72 tonight.
I have
yeah.
pants on and a long sleeve shirt.
I
Danny turned the heat
I had
on.
my-
Yeah,
I
Danny
have
had Danny turned the heat on.
I had the heat on.
I have my Danny. Right.
Yeah,
Again, I'm
some-
drunk. I have my Danny Hoy jacket over there. No, really, what I'm trying to say is denim jacket.
Oh, in any case, let's get on to the beer that we
right,
have here,
beer.
because that's what we're here about.
Well-
we have the Magic Hat, and we have the snow
This is
Roller.
the Snow
Roller.
Roller.
Snow
of the
Roller.
Magic
Brown
Hat.
ale.
I have this
Brown
thing because
ale,
I
thanks,
call it
Dave.
the snow plow, because it's got like I don't know. I think
It
it's
has a really snow plow.
It is a
I'm just
6.2
gonna shut up.
ABV. If you drink enough of it, it can plow you. So.
well, it's 6.2%.
Yeah.
Plow it down.
But
You know, this is a brown ale. They call it a brown ale.
It's
a
really
Snow
brown.
Roller, so
Yes.
you'd think it might be a white beer, but it's a brown beer. And I think, as far as Magic Hat goes, I think this is the best Magic Hat has brewed so far.
nice beer.
Honestly, Dave, I have to agree with you. So I'm from New York, and I would call this so in a lot of different worlds. Oh God. So this is a good showing, a good strong showing
Yes, it is.
of fashion, and that's more or less like a term used by drag queens.
How would you know that?
Well,
He might have known some drag queens.
In this
whatever.
town? In this town, how unusual.
You know, it's a strong look.
In any case, we hope everybody out there in Radio Land is listening and drinking with us. We encourage
Absolutely.
you to drink beer while you listen to this show. Mark's a little bit ahead of us.
Yeah,
but
I'm
in any
definitely a
case,
little bit heavy.
this-
I actually took a nap today.
Dave Jr. took a nap.
I'm like, why?
He's bright-eyed and
What's
bushy-tailed.
A roll change.
I'm on my whole third beer of the night. I'm just waking up. Like, let's party, guys.
There you go. Well, this beer, it's a brown ale, and they're bringing it out for the winter season. So it's specifically made
Strong
for the
look.
winter season. It's 6.2% alcohol. It's got a whopping 40 IBUs.
Weird.
Yeah.
And
I would not ever.
They're
even
using
categorize
Apollo
that.
and CTZ hops. I don't know CTZ hops.
Well-
I know Apollo, but I've never heard of CTZs.
Well-
it sounds like something you'd go into a bar, not like this one, but maybe one down. We won't name names, but maybe one down Truman, where you go in there and somebody comes up to you and they say, "Hey man, you want some CTZs?"
Do you party? Do you party?
I actually thought it was something you would contract off the bar stool.
That's only
I might not
Bring
be
it
the
down.
drunkest
That
person
would
in the
only
room.
be during Fantasy Fest when you're sitting with no clothes on.
I might not be the drunkest
Please
person.
bring
in
a
the room.
towel.
But I
CTZ
find this to be it's a nice beer because there's a certain effervescence to it. It's dark, which means it's gonna kind of stick to your ribs in the wintertime. There we go, Dave Jr.
It's sticking to his ribs right now.
Yeah, it's sticking to his ribs and coming back out. But yeah, this beer it's not overly heavy in the body, so it's kind of refreshing. It hits a whole bunch of really good numbers.
is like it's Mount Hood to me on the front.
It does say it's a hoppy beer, and I'm telling you,
It's a
to me,
brown ale. It's a
not
brown
hoppy.
ale. It's a brown ale.
Well, the pinnacle of brown ales, of course, is Newcastle. That's what everybody
Right.
It rates theirs. And Newcastle is not an overly hoppy ale.
Right.
It's more of a
Very
malty
true,
beer.
very true.
This one has more hops to it, but it still falls into the category easily of being a brown ale.
Oh yeah,
And
of course.
It
I mean, like,
upholds the
it's very
traditions.
drinkable. It's
Yeah.
it's a quenchy.
The CTZ hops are Columbus, Tomahawk, and Zeus. And basically,
Right.
they're
I knew it was Tomahawk.
They're
I knew it was
interchangeable.
Tomahawk.
I knew it was
I know.
Zeus.
Chop chop.
No,
well, we
you're
know
making
it was
that up.
Columbus.
We knew it was Columbus.
You're from Columbus.
So is it
I
a
knew it was
hybrid?
Tomahawk.
Is it a hybrid hops between
It's
the
not
three
a
of them,
hybrid.
or is
Apparently
it a mix
they're
between the three of them?
apparently they're interchangeable.
So
Is-
is it
No,
just
they're
like
not
a little-
interchangeable.
or something.
Collectively, we
No,
got all the
No?
knowledge.
Okay.
So
I'm
it's
reading this wrong.
They're
Anyway.
not interchangeable.
All right.
So the Tomahawk is the thing that I was like guessing. Mount Hood, a Seattle hop.
It's a hop blend.
Sorry.
It's a hop blend.
CTZ hops is a hop blend between all three.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Oh,
hop
okay.
blend.
So
it's a
And
meritage.
also dry hop.
Yeah.
Can be
I'm
equal, or does it matter? I mean, you can choose how much you want to use it.
How
Well,
do
I
you,
mean,
how do you decide
actually,
what
it does
what a
say
blend
that right
is?
here. It's 1/3 of all three of them.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, an even split.
Yeah.
It's 33, 33, and 33. So obviously, probably by weight.
And then there's that other
One
third.
third and one third.
1/3.
Or
and
volume,
1/3.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all the same.
I got 2 handfuls of hops of this one, 2 handfuls of hops of that one, 2 handfuls of hops. There we go. The beer's dry hop. Let's go.
all right. So anybody that thought that I was interchangeable with Dave, Dave proved me wrong.
Well,
Yeah.
You've just you've just reversed roles this week. That's all.
Well, yeah, that happened, but
And it's okay.
He just proved me wrong, though. I was actually going to give a
Probably-
scientific explanation.
So
Probably
what's
for the
dry
first time
hopped?
ever.
What's
You know,
dry
I
hopped?
was
Dry
gonna-
hopped? Oh, you
What's
don't
that
know?
mean?
Dry hopped is when there's two
Oh,
different.
now,
two
now,
different
now
ways you can
this
hop
is
a
a
beer.
real reversal.
There we go. There's 2 different ways that you can hop a beer. You can take the hops and they're still wet off of the plant. When you take the hops, they're still wet, and you throw it right into the beer.
Oh, like green,
Wrong.
like not dry,
Wrong.
or
Where'd you come up with this? They're still wet when they come off the
Wrong.
plant. I mean, by the
No,
time
no,
the
but
brewer
dry
gets it, it's
hops-
weeks after
Dry
it's been
hop
sold.
and wet hop is like
It's
you.
part of the in the brewing
basically it's
process.
the difference between lager and ale.
Yeah, it's during
so
the brewing
you
process.
bottom you, yeah, exactly.
One's going to
But
go
you
into
can-
the boil.
One's gonna go
down
in the
the
boil.
bottom.
It's going to go into the boil.
However-
when you're boiling the malt, they throw the
Right,
hops.
right.
in.
I understand that, but I have actually
Wrong.
had friends. I've had friends
Wrong.
who have brewed beer.
you're just going to say wrong.
It just says
To
wrong
make
just
you
to
laugh.
bust his chops.
I'm just
Let's hear what his friend said.
right.
And
cool.
they have grown their own hops, and they actually throw it in, and without
Do you have
without
girls?
actually going to, huh?
What?
What? And they
Hops. Wrong.
All right,
they've
somebody
actually thrown
please
into
tell
the
me
beer
clearly what
when the
this
hops
is.
are still fresh and they're not completely dried out, and they've thrown it into the beer and brewed their beer that way. And
So
they put it in
wet hopping is when you throw hops into the beer before you ferment it.
Oh, okay.
Usually during the
actually,
boil.
during the
During the
boil.
boil.
And then dry hopping is when you ferment the beer with hops basically on
And it
top of
floats
it.
on top.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was actually getting to all that, but you didn't.
Actually,
Wrong.
you
Now,
So yeah.
one of the most recent ones
I need
was
to drink
the.
some-
Okay,
some ketchup.
everyone drink your beer. We need to get into the next one.
Let's say the hops.
hops is
Ah,
the word for the night. Hops.
Hey, let's
Whether it's dry wet
salute
or whatever.
let's salute Mount Hood for no
Here's to
better
Mount
reason than
It's there.
it's going to get there.
Okay, I won't tell my story. That's
Please
okay.
No, please, Dave Senior, tell your story
Please tell us your-
immediately right now.
Please tell us your
Dave
tale.
Senior.
No, one of the most recent ones that explained it to me the best, and the beer's not made anymore. It's the Cigar City hopped on the high seas because they were making it in was it Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And they'd brew the beer.
Everyone drink
and
your beer.
They would take the beer.
Wait. Hang on. Sorry,
Let him
Dave
finish.
Senior.
Let him finish.
Drink your
Let him
beer,
finish.
everyone. Everyone out there in Beerland, drink your beer. Go on.
And it would, and what they would do, they'd brew the beer, then they'd put it on the tanker, and to come over from Puerto Rico to the United States and Florida, and then they would put hops in it as it came over on a boat.
Well,
And they would
hopped
call
on the high
it
seas.
hopped on the
It's
high
dry hop.
seas, but it was dry hopped on
Yeah.
the high seas.
Yeah.
So it only got hopped from the time it left Puerto Rico to come to the United States.
And it
Could
was
we
a
say they
damn
hopped
beer.
to the United States as opposed to sailed?
Well,
They hopped?
it might have.
Hops.
Well,
Hops.
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 That was really a cool story, Dave.
But that's the brewery that went out of business. The Cigar City did not go out of business,
No.
but that brewery in Puerto Rico.
Do I-
Final notes.
Do we have any
on,
final notes on the
Let's
snow
ask
roller?
Dave Senior
Oh,
the cigar
snow
question.
roller.
On snow roller.
Gosh,
Cigars?
original Key West Cigar Factory Cuban Split.
Okay.
I'm going goulash on this one,
You're
guys.
going goulash. Okay.
Oh, you're talking
Like
about
food?
food.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
hey, goulash.
Love
Goulash,
goulash.
is fabulous.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic.
A lot of people don't know what goulash is, and they just think
Oh,
it's slop.
it's
But
like
it's not.
it's
It's really
so
fabulous.
it's the Mexicans call it
The Mexicans eat goulash?
Stop.
Okay, so I'm going to give my notes on this beer real quick. As a hoppy beer drinker,
Yeah.
I do like my IPAs. I like hoppy IPAs. But as a hoppy beer drinker, and I actually don't drink brown ales that much. I'm not a big fan of the brown ales. I don't know why. I've never have been. But this is a good brown ale with a nice hop attitude.
It is nice.
I do like it.
Yeah, it's got a good balance.
And
to it.
again, and I have to agree with Mark on this one. It is probably and Dad. It's probably the best beer Magic has put out in a long time.
yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, Magic Hat. Hopefully, it doesn't sound like an insult, but it's true.
this is the best beer that I've had from Magic Hat since I actually.
And by the way, Magic Hat, if you want to send us something better, please feel free to.
Or send us more of this.
Oh, I'm more of this one.
Stephanie.
So
Oh, yes.
All
yes,
right.
this is quite
Any
a
other
good beer.
notes from Danny, Chris?
I'm interested in the goulash, but
I'm
or what do the Mexicans call the goulash?
I didn't know Mexicans had goulash.
Well, maybe they have kind of like a-
wonderful goulash called.
Tortilla soup.
No, that's actually not what they call it. But
I always thought Hungarians were the ones who made goulash.
yeah,
Well,
the
what's in
Hungarians made
goulash?
Yeah.
Noodles and
but,
meat and cream and.
No,
And they have these little dumplings.
seriously?
They're like an inch long.
What you go to Sammy's Noodle House in
Half
New
an inch.
York?
It was Ohio goulash. I don't know.
No, that sounds like goulash.
So
Goulash doesn't even sound like something I want to eat.
Oh, no, it's fabulous.
I've never had
it's
goulash.
fantastic.
You know what? When it gets a little colder, I'll make some goulash and we'll bring it in for a Friday afternoon or something.
All right.
Yeah.
I think
some goulash.
Why would you bring it for a Friday afternoon? I would
Because
never
I'll
be.
be here
I'm
and you
not.
won't be.
I will not be
I'll
here.
bring it in.
I've
On
never had
I'll bring it in.
goulash.
I'll bring it in. We'll have goulash for the show.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And
that's-
someday we'll know what it's called.
I thought
Somebody
it was,
change Mark's diaper tonight, please.
Is it a kind of a mole or something? Or?
Really?
Yeah, I can't believe you went there.
any
Check
tasting
it out.
notes, Danny?
Sorry.
Any tasting notes?
I agree. You know, it's like it's a nice beer to drink with a stew. I mean, with a name like Snow Roller, it's just kind of even with the flavor and everything.
What the hell's Dave doing back
I
there?
don't know.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm holding the next beer in my hand.
Sorry, I got some cough from my roommates, and it won't go away. When I laugh really hard, it makes makes me cough. I didn't want to cough into the microphone.
Those darn roommates.
So the Snow Roller,
yeah.
when I first saw the name, if what you're saying, Danny, I thought it was going to be a light beer.
Yeah, really.